going back to your question once again, I think that Ryley, he played okay, but just the skeletons getting onto the Evo Knight and just a couple unfortunate interactions at the beginning, it seemed like Ryley really got in a spot where he had no way to attack.
Now, was that skeletons interaction because the NATO was too soon, too late, or just an odd interaction?
Me and Rich were actually talking about it. It happens when you're pulling skeletons away from something, or it kind of happens when you're pulling skeletons towards your unit, right? So he was turning those skeletons towards his knight rather than away, and it made it so that they were able to kind of survive.
Oh, it's almost like they pulled him to attack while they were spawning, while they were getting taken off the board. And here we go, Lucas going to bait against Ryley, who is running Lava Hounds. So, maybe he saw something that Mohamed Light did that he liked in terms of creating that deck or that matchup.
And I did also talk to Alan about what he thought both of his players might use in this moment. And Lucas does play bait, and Ryley might have predicted it with this Lava Hound Arrows matchup.
And that is a huge, huge connection there. You can see Lucas already a bit stunned from it. 22-12 to 12-03. Ryley drawing blood first.
Yeah, I mean, this is really interesting. I also talked a lot with Ryley and Mo about, workshopping a lava deck that can counter bait because of how important it is in this World Finals. And maybe he's found it. He has the Evo Bomber as well as the arrows for solid defense, cheap defense, and offense at the same time.
Now, do you think the Lightning will be able to find its way into this equation more than what we just saw in the very beginning?
It's a good point. I don't know what Lucas' last card is. If it is Goblinstein, I think that Lightning will be imperative for breaking through. But I really don't know what this last card is.
Great damage there from the Goblin Barrel on that right-hand side, protecting this Dark Goblin to go down the left.
Okay, Dark Goblin getting taken out. Evo Cage does decent. Similar thing as we've seen with Lava before. He needs cheap defense or just no defense at all. He needs to get a Lava and needs to maybe even get a tower trade going here if Ryley's going to win this.
Yeah, really nice, I'd say cheap defense there, like you said, Juicy. Still getting some offense in on the other side, 1644. Now predicts the guards, but one guard still stays alive, takes the Princess off the board.
And look at that Evil Bomber.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Evil Bomber cleans up the barrel. Now it's cleaning up the Valkyrie. That's only 2 elixir. And now he can spend everything else on offense with the arrows for the Dark Goblin.
Val does get a shot on tower, but this is exactly what we were talking about yesterday. I think maybe it was LCOP who was just not getting enough value out of his Evo Bomber in this matchup. You need that Evo Bomber to be able to clean up barrels. You can't only use your arrows and your guards.
And Ryley's just stacking on the pressure. Lava,
that's
Silly
it.
Dragons, Flying Machine, Lightning. This tower is down.
And now you talk about that reset of confidence. Ryley bouncing back, knowing he's still got it. Got to feel good there. And then Lucas on the other side of it now, facing elimination once again. High reward doesn't pay off.
Yeah.
Being someone competing on a stage for a massive amount of cash, what on earth would be going through your mind at this moment?
Hopefully, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win.
That's what you like to hear. Yesterday, Lucas was telling me that his mantra to himself is, I'm not nervous, they're nervous. I'm not nervous, they're nervous. And right now, Lucas playing pretty well, but Ryley on top of it. And of course, now we see Ryley bringing out bait. I thought he might, and that's the scary thing, right? Is even if you know it's coming, he's not scared of running it.
Yeah, the question is, does Lucas have the facilities to deal with this super high pressure bait that we've seen succeed time and time again? I don't know. I don't know if he has the log or the Barbarian Barrel or maybe an extra spell to deal with this Dargob Princess combo. That's really what you're gonna need.
And a Prince in the back, Juicy.
Oh, and the Mega Knight. He did not defend the Goblin Barrel, and he's going all in with the push. I like this play. Will it pan out, or will Ryley be able to defend? He's very low in elixir.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, Mega Knight on the tower. Knight there to take, Prince there to take care of the Valkyrie. Royal Ghost opposite lane. Damage in on the left, damage in on the right. Lucas taking control.
Game cleaning up. We have a curse
There's
plus
the
arrows.
First. And he goes, all right, well, one day this curse is gonna work out for somebody.
Wow. I mean, I love Lucas' deck, though. This is great. You have the arrows for the Princess, the Dark Gob. Very similar to last matchup, actually. And then, of course, the curse is going to be very good versus Gang as well. And that Mega Knight will apply so much pressure in front of the Prince.
So, Juicy, this is your stream. You're 20 seconds away from double time, or overtime, double elixir. Wow, I've done this for 7 years. What is your thought on this matchup?
Yeah, I got to give it to Lucas with the arrows, with the Mega Knight. with that curse, but we know Ryley is the best log bait player in the world. If there's anyone that can make it happen, it's him.
So Ryley going to have to do some innovation here as Lucas goes to take out that Princess. AQ on the opposite lane does still have her charge, takes out the Goblin Gang here, and sets up an Evo MK in the back as this Archer Queen should be completely defended.
Queen rolling through to try to set up some defense and have some DPS for this Evo Mega Knight. I think Ryley also has Evo Valkyrie in cycle, but this Evo Mega Knight is a force to be reckoned with either way.
And again, Lucas going with a very, very cheap, call it a defense if you want, takes a bunch of damage, 16, 12, 18, 88, as this push on Ryley's side of the board dies on the vine. 979 though, Ryley's lowest tower.
The pre-curse, expecting a Gob Gang.
Wow.
He catches some Goblins. I think that forces a response. E-Spirit does get it.
And AQ does get a shot in. Very nice predictive play there by Lucas as he goes Miner to the Princess once again.
Wait, he's shaking his head, the Miner!
Yep, I knew it. Guys get the King Tower activation. And he needed to go one tile to the right there.
And there's the barrel yet again. Ryley down damage, but in a decent situation.
Yeah.
Can he bring it back without a big spell?
And that King Tower activation is going to be so helpful against the MK and the Prince as they come across the board. Oh! And you can see Ryley shocked by that interaction. Juicy's got his hands on his head.
Yeah, I mean, he just played the Archer Queen ability just slightly too early, and that is going to change everything. Now Lucas immediately having the opportunity to attack. And
you can see Lucas has no fear in going Miner on top of these Princesses because he's ready for him to drop a gang on top of it and get more value out of it. So one of Ryley's best units has been completely handicapped by Lucas's Goblin Curse. And yes, you heard that right.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about this when I play Mega Draft a lot. Sometimes a card doesn't need to be played to get value. Sometimes it only needs to prevent your opponent from playing the card they need to defend.
That's brilliant, the scare factor of the card being there, and that is why Lucas has been, you know, like I said, very, very willing to get on top of those Princesses with the Miner. Obviously wishes he didn't activate King Tower, but not the end of the world.
Icebeard dropping down defense versus the barrel. These barrels are consistent damage right now. It might be possible for the comeback as we head into triple time.
Royal Ghost on the right-hand tower. Miner on the left. Royal Ghost gets another shot in. Royal Ghost plus AQ to clean. 460 and 364.
The Prince!
The Prince!
Whoa! Gang coming down barely in time. We have 43 seconds left on the clock, and here's a huge push right side.
And it feels like we're going to game 3, Juice. I have no idea how Ryley's going to do this, but he could. There's the Miner in with the curse and the arrows.
Gang on defense. A curse on offense yet again with 3-card cycle. Miner, arrows, curse. He calls the game. Lucas taking game number 2.
We are going to game number 3. Lucas and Ryley.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
all of a sudden that Goblin Gang can never stop the Miner, and it can.
Good luck from Lucas. Ryley's locked in. Ice Spirit at the bridge. Bats to defend. So Evo Ice Spirit and Evo Bats. I mean, seeing Bats from Lucas makes me think it's a Mortar type of deck. And Ryley with Ice Spirit and Goblins. Oh, wait, no. Is Lucas playing Lumber Loot right now? That is truly wild.
Yeah, you see that Lumberjack come out with the Evo Bats. There's the Heal Spirit, and Juice, that is the second time we've seen Lucas rock the Heal Spirit, and the first time was with great success.
Yeah, we'll see if he can replicate that as we start to see a little bit more of his deck. Ryley with a little bit of a more standard deck. I still am guessing at what kind of win conditions we're going to see here.
I know. I mean, Ryley looking like he has pieces of what could be a Mortar deck, but obviously we're at World Finals. We've seen a lot of different things here throughout the weekend. And then, yeah, Lucas with the Lumberjack, and there's the Mortar from Ryley. And I mean, could it be Lumberjack with RG? I mean, you saw how well RG was, you know, yesterday, and there it is. RG comes down.
Yeah, absolutely. Great call. Great call. RG Lumberjack with Heal Spirit. This is an old school RG breakthrough type of deck. You got the Lumberjack tanking, dropping a Rage, speeding up the RG damage, and you have the Heal Spirit healing it up, and it's already working great for Lucas.
Yeah, great damage there for Lucas, 21-15, and maybe Ryley expecting the Bats with the immediate drop of the Goblinstein up front. Goblinstein will get to tower, so you could see him wanting to use an ability. Bit of a flinch there from Ryley.
Yeah, I think Ryley was trying to predict that Lumberjack with the Miner and basically keep his cannon card alive to get a really good start already. If it worked out, it would have been great, but not going to work this time.
Yeah, Lucas trying really hard to get that King Tower activation. Doesn't get it either, though. Takes a good amount of damage. 21-53 for Lucas, 21-15 for Ryley as the second RG comes down. That's the evolved one. That's how it works.
Yeah, Ryley does have defense for the RG this time with the mortar, with the cannon cart. Fisherman distracted too, not able to pull the cannon cart right away. What will Ryley do in this counter push? We do see the Gostem tanking. The Gostem ability will pop, clean up the Evo bats. Very successful. Can he get to the tower though?
And Lumberjack does just enough as a high fish boy comes out. There's the Doctor down low to stun that miner. Bats in cycle once again.
And we see a defensive mortar played one tile up, preventing any fireball value on weak side tower. This is a very slow match compared to what we've seen today, but I love it. It's very methodical. Never mind.
And there it is, Juicy. Thank you for saying that, because you know that Caster Curse is working in our favor right now. This Lumberjack's going to go down all the way back around to a mortar, though, is Ryley. And that also means that Lucas is very close. Oh, a great predictive log on the Goblins. And I believe Lucas is just one card away from an Evo RG.
And you guys watching right now might think, oh, why pre-log on the strong side tower? But it's very important in this kind of matchup. Lucas needs multiple RGs. He needs that dueling pressure. So any damage on either side matters a lot.
The Evo Ice Spirit actually takes out the Lumberjack, so the Evo RG is able to get raged up. Cannon goes down, but it does bait out the Lumberjack just because Lucas wanted to be safe.
Roll Giant, one more shot left side. But we see Ryley in overall damage lead just by focusing on this right-hand side tower.
Only 90 seconds remain in one of their World Finals run here in 2024. One game in, one game up for both.
Oh my God!
Oh, the perfect timing there. Lucas by a hair.
I really thought that cannon cart was locking on, but Lucas with the reaction time speed of a lion. Goblin's counterpunching, he doesn't have to worry about it. King Tower's activated.
This damage from the one Goblin. No, excuse me, King Tower activated. I've played this game before. 2380, 1976. Lowest tower for Lucas, 1801. Lowest for Ryley, 1769. After the fireball log comes in to 1711.
I don't know how I feel about these defensive Evo mortar. Look, another fireball dropping down and help clean up.
He's cycling like crazy.
Yeah.
50 seconds remaining. There has not been one offensive Evo mortar that I can think of.
Yeah, and now we have a bridge battle. We have the Goblin monster, the mortar, the cannon cart, the Gostem ability. It reaches tower. That's good damage. This game is so close.
1500, 1504. Lucas in the lead. Evo bats come down. That's good value there for Ryley. But one bat does stay alive. Ability comes in. Opposite lane pressure here from Lucas.
Miner on the right, Lumberjack, Evo roll giant with Goblin sign on left. Ice Spear does connect. That will slow down the RG. Does he have a mortar? He doesn't care to defend. He's worried about the right side.
Fireball log from both. 1195, 1239. I think Ryley's going to win the spell cycle race. We need one more fireball. Ryley's got it. Ryley's got it. That's going to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ryley taking the most important best of 3 we've seen today.
102 HP, separating second and third place in a